to see what has been trending in the last 24 hours. And then we will return in the second half of the show to look at some of the stories in details. We start off with the Punch newspapers with this headline: Hunger protest loses steam as DSS grills 7 foreigners. That's from the Punch newspapers. Security operatives raid NLC Secretariat in Abuja. Labor Union kicks Bakari. Weakest man threatens attack on Fubara's property. That's still on the Punch newspaper. Fuel queues may linger till next week, says marketers. And still staying with the Punch newspapers, power generation hits 3-year high of 5,000 megawatts. And the crude crisis, National Assembly set to probe NNPC. Nasarawa deploys health workers as 5 die of strange disease. That's still on the front page of the Punch newspapers. Akwa Ibom NYSC coordinator driver declared missing. Interstate armed robbery gang nabbed in Osun State. Abductors free slain Katsina Varsity lecturers' children. That's a good one, good news. 3 protesters in police net for stealing in Rivers State. 2 transformer vandals jailed 18 months in Lagos. That's all we can take on the front page of the Punch newspapers. Well, the Guardian newspaper is next. Amid hurdles, public varsities make 12 billion naira from transcript request in 5 years. CBN auctions $876 million monthly on fuel import. Outrage trails video of 9 teenage boys who admitted using hard drugs. Very disturbing video there. In another address, Tinubu asks Nigerians to look beyond temporary pains. Those are the headlines we can take on the front page of the Guardian newspapers. All right, the Nation newspapers is next. Glorious days back soon, Tinubu pledges. Protests, DSS arrests 7 Europeans. Army detains soldier for killing teenage protester in Kaduna. Delta State yet to get federal government's 20 trucks of rice. Nelfon records highest students from loan request in 24 hours. And still staying with the Nation newspaper, this is according to the spokesman of the House. And for some politics now, Kalu receives 600. Okay, this day newspaper is our next spot now. FG begins investigation into nationwide protests, vows to bring criminals to justice. Gas development. Prosperity will lead to prosperity and lower cost of living. This is according to the Minister of State for Petroleum Gas. SEC to outline agenda for capital market. Dangote NNPC face-off. We are neither thieves nor saboteurs, says Mele Kyari. Missing, yes, we read that story earlier. CBN donates 5 trucks of fertilizers to Bauchi farmers. All right, let's move on to the Tribune newspapers now. Trending. Tinubu begs Nigerians for patience over hardship. This is the front page headline on the Tribune newspaper. Oil ministries sabotage. Ministers, NNPCL, Dangote, others take fight before Senate panel. Tinubu's government not focus on imposing hardship on Nigerians. Minister. Reps leadership didn't receive inducements for any appointment. Spokesperson. End bad governance protests. Condemn looting like UK opposition. Presidency replies Atiku. From the Tribune newspaper, we move on to the Vanguard newspapers, and it leads with this headline: "Steer clear of our internal issues. FG warns foreign powers." And still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, NLC gives details of invasion of Labour House by security operatives. Edo Guba, government APC war over alleged violent protest plot. Protest against government policies not peculiar to Nigeria. This is according to the national chairman of the APC and former governor of Kano State. We are ready to implement new national minimum wage. This is Owerri Highway. Challenges before incoming actors jostle for 12 permanent secretary position in Kogi State. And also, still staying with the Vanguard newspaper, we heard that Kaduna government has relaxed the curfew earlier imposed in the state. Okay, the Punch newspaper is next now. Hunger protest loses steam as DSS grills 7 foreigners. Yes, we've taken this before on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Let's look at this. Power generation hits 3-year high of 5,000 megawatts. right, those are the headlines we could pick on the front pages of the papers across the country. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we will look at the stories, some of the headlines in details. Please don't go away. It's still newspaper review on Citizen FM 93.7 FM here in Abuja.
Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this
is your station.
Talk Radio 93.
We are the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, a member nation of the International Civil Defense Organization with a world headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. NSCDC, the defender. That's who we are.
Since 1967, we did operate as volunteers. We did go from places to places, carrying our functions voluntarily, like daylight.
Need a lift? Feeling low, bored, or confused?
Want your dream to brightly glow?
Here is what to do.
Women's Corner is waiting just for you.
Education, work, lifestyle, career, mentorship, and family too.
We will tackle the issues, provide solutions, and see you through. Finding your voice, reaching high, and making an impact. Women's Corner.
Breeze and practice.
Abuja.
Woman don't suffer, lower everybody.
People took the battle in their hands. Some civil servants retired without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country.
Why are you so concerned about that? He said money was.
I never.
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
Oh my people, make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Every Monday, go reach Thursday, and the time now 5:10, will be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am.
Did you miss out on the news during the week? Not to worry. A retrospect is here to make up for the missed information. Retrospect is a complete package of all the major news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Musu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed.
Halt. As Nigerians, we are in a battle.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Welcome to the second half of the show. And this is where we look at some of the headlines in details. And as usual, my guest is in the studio, CEO Citizen 93.7 FM, Salmon Salame. Mr. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you, our own Lawrence, and our super citizen listeners. Very good morning.
All right, Mr. Salami, let's go straight to the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. And it leads with this story: steer clear of our internal issues. FG warns foreign power. And the federal government yesterday warned foreign countries to steer clear of the nation's internal affairs. The warning came against the backdrop of foreign flags being flown during the ongoing protest against hardship in the country, especially in some northern states, including Kano, Kaduna, and Zamfara, and the arrest of some foreigners as sponsors of the protest. Of the diplomatic corps in Abuja, however, highlighted the importance of cordial international relationship. Mr. Salami.
Well, I do not have the leprosy and be treating ringworm. It is clear.
Which one is leprosy here? Which one is ringworm here?
Well, do you know that we should start from within? Unless if there is prima facie evidence linking the foreigners to the waving, to the production, distribution, supply, and recruitment of those urchins who were waving the flag. And we understand it was Russian flag that they were waving. That being that, I think Nigeria is a sovereign nation. And there is this international law where they say that non-diplomats here in Nigeria, they know the boundary and they should keep within the boundary. And I would want the federal government to do a thorough investigation of how those protesters came about the flag and why the Russian flag. Of course, the role Russia has been playing in sub-Saharan Africa. We know their role, how they have been tampering with democracy in this part of the world. But I always say something that we should accept full responsibility for whatever has happened to us first. That's the starting point. Thank God that a tailor has been allegedly arrested in Kano. In respect of this, he should be grilled. He's in a better position to tell you who his customers are. And the federal government should do a thorough job.
All right. Just to add that, even though Mr. Salami said that there is no prima facie case for now, I believe that when a country's foreign minister summons a diplomat in the country, it's no joke. It means that there is something serious about it. And if you look at the setting yesterday, but we all know that this is a very serious matter. I think that has already begun. If you look at the front page of this day newspaper, FG begins investigation into nationwide protests, vows to bring criminals to justice. The federal government yesterday announced that it had launched investigation and bring to justice all those responsible. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who gave the assurance yesterday while briefing members of the diplomatic community, however, said the president did not come to office to cause hardship or make life difficult for Nigerians. So, Mr. Salami, the investigation has already commenced.
That is a good development. And the federal government should ensure that a thorough investigation is carried out, because there is the need for the government to bear its fang so that we can know, we Nigerians will now know that there are laws in this country. They should not just remain in the statute book. They should be applied. We've been saying it here that yes, citizens have the fundamental right to protest, but then there is a thin line between protest and riot. Whereas protest is legal, riot is not. This has passed the stage and the boundary of protest. The lootings, the wanton destruction, it is unacceptable. We should join the committees of civilized nation in doing things.
Mr. Salami, but I was just wondering, is it that we are a country of committees? We like investigations. After everything, anything that happens, we must set up an investigative committee to find out why it's happening. I was just wondering, what exactly are we trying to investigate after this protest? There are agencies of government who are responsible to take care of infractions of law. If there were any infractions, we don't need a committee to get them cracking.
Well, it's just to find out whether it is more than it meets the eyes. Because they were important too, to know who are the sponsors. And you cannot get this unless you dig deep. That is why I would agree that there is the need to have a committee to investigate this. But like you rightly pointed out, I just pray that we will not set up another committee to look at the work of the committee.
And then issue a white paper. Anyway, Mr. Salami, let's go 7 foreigners. The hunger protest which rocked some parts of the country, especially in the north, appears to have lost steam following the police crackdown on organizers and protesters, many of whom have been detained. Some of the protest leaders have also gone underground and switched off their phones as the Department of State Service took custody of 7 Polish nationals arrested for waving Russian flags during demonstrations in Kano State. Mrs. Salami, waiting for any investigations. They are simply doing their job.
Well, there is more to it than what you have said, because they were quick in arresting the nationals, foreign nationals. Good, but where was the DSS and the intelligence when the tailor was making was sewing the flag? Did he sew it in his bedroom? There should be thorough intelligence gathering. We've been saying this in that prevention is better or cheaper than cure. If they had gotten the tailor, or they had gotten when the deal was being consummated, we would have said that yes, kudos to our intelligence gathering system. But a situation whereby they thought like the lawyers would say that the mens rea and the actors reus reacting to it. We should be proactive.
Well, okay, Mr. Salami, sometimes we also need to cut our security agencies some slack. If a man decides to sew some materials in the comfort of his room, it will take maybe supernatural powers for security agents to track him down to his room. And you see, sometimes we think these people are spirits, but they act on information, credible information.
I agree that there is a need for we citizens too to give information. I agree. But the man sold the thing, it was distributed, and they came out to wave it.
And they were arrested after that.
Good that they were arrested. I would have loved a situation whereby the thing was nipped in the bud.
All right, Mr. Salami, still staying with the Punch newspaper. There's this story that has been trending, but because of the protest, seems to have taken second stage, and that's maybe the controversy, so to speak, in the assembly set to probe NNPC Dangote refinery. The Senate has questioned the $1.5 billion approved in 2021 for the turnaround maintenance for the Port Harcourt refinery and petrochemical company. With little or no result, it has also vowed to probe allegations of sabotage of the supply of crude oil to domestic refineries as the National Assembly invited officials of the NNPCL, the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, and
queue everywhere, especially here in Abuja. Lawrence, this is a cabal. This oil and gas industry thing is not for some of us. It's for the big players and the cabal. And unless the government decides to do the needful, unless President Bola Ahmed Tinubu summon the courage to do the unusual, in actual fact, it will be difficult to do this because the people involved, they are the shakers and the movers. But then, thank God that we have a president who has the courage and the political will to do the needful, to do the right thing. And thank God that Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, who is the chairman of the committee, is a known person, and we know his antecedent. There is a need to go, IOCs. There is the need for the government to do a thorough job. And let us, if cabals are at work, up till today, there is still fuel queue in so many parts of the country, despite the fact that the pump price is not smiling.
The phone lines are open now. You can call us on 090205 or 0818-2222-206. Any of those numbers, you can also send us a read your message. As long as you... we have the story in the Punch newspaper. Power generation hits 3-year high of 5,105 megawatts. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has announced that Nigeria's power sector generated 5,105 megawatts of electricity in July, describing it as a 3-year high. Adelabu announced this at the inaugural meeting of the Inter-Ministerial Power Sector Working Group in Abuja. While highlighting the recent achievements and future goals for the power sector, the minister said, just a few days ago, we successfully generated and transmitted 5,105 from the previous capacity of around 4,000 megawatts. Mr. Salami, for some Nigerians, this will just sound like a fairy tale. What is the situation on ground?
Well, it depends on where you are operating from. I thank God that I've been having uninterrupted power supply in the last 5 days.
Lucky you.
But I want to believe that, during rainy season, the power supply seems to be a bit stable. But be it as it may, let's give it to him. Let us give it to him. And let us still challenge him to do better.
All right, let's move on to the Nation newspaper, Mr. Salami. Glory on the present pains caused by his administration's policies and aim at the larger picture, President Bola Tinubu said. He added that the glorious dawn was around the corner. The president spoke in a video clip reposted yesterday by the presidency's official handle. He acknowledged that the removal of petroleum subsidy had caused temporary pains. The president assured that... Mr. Salami.
You see, one thing I love about our president, is that he keeps on telling Nigerians that he's in charge. This is far better than he has been telling Nigerians that he feels our pain. There's nothing like hope. Hope is the elixir. Hope is so good. When you have hope, the president has told us that there is indeed light at the end of the tunnel. And this is a good development. This is a welcome one. More so when he tells us that he feels our pain, he knows what we are going through, and it is temporary. We all know that the process of giving birth to a child, we know what it involves. It is when the baby comes out that you jubilate. I think we'll get there.
All right, I share in your optimism, Mr. Salami, but we need to take a short break now. The program will return in a moment. Please don't go away.
Corner is waiting just for you.
Education, work, lifestyle, career, mentorship,
Voice reaching high and making an impact. Women's Corner, where knowledge can fly.
Join us every Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. for inspiring stories and practical advice to reach all your glories.
It's Women's Corner on Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja.
Woman don't suffer, lower everybody. Suffer, suffer, suffer. Enjoy
The issues.
Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servant retire without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country.
Hussein cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it? Why are you so concerned about that? He said money was...
I never...
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting...
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen.
To make up for the missed in Sunday to Saturday. Join me Sunday to Saturday. Join me Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. My guest is still around, Mr. Salmo Salami. Thank you, sir. Nelfon records highest student loan request in 24 hours. No fewer than 9,687 students applied for education loan from the Nigeria Education Loan Fund within a span of 24 hours. The figure is the highest since May 25th, when Nelfon opened its portal for interested students to apply for tuition and stipends. Nelfon, Director of Corporate Communication, made this known in a statement in Abuja yesterday. Mr. Salami, it looks as if this project is catching fire.
It is, and it should. Because education is everything. And a teacher once told me that if you think education is so expensive, Mr. President, it's possible for the sons and daughters of the hewers of wood and fetchers of water to have access to education. Lawrence, guess why we are where we are today? It's because we are educated. If we are not educated, chances are that we will not be here talking. Maybe we'll be waving another flag in Kano.
Or we'll be fishing.
Or, in fact, that is key. No matter what you are doing in life, if you are educated, you will do it better. That is just the point of education. And what has been the biggest setback is inability or And Mr. President has deemed it fit to make it possible for the Nigerian students have access to education. He has said it, and it means words when he said that no Nigerian student will drop out of school as a result of inability to fund this available. It's for for our students to take full advantage of this opportunity. Good a thing that they have done so. This is evident from what was reported, that within just a day, over 9,100 had accessed this fund, and they've been given their stipend. This is apart from the school fees that will be paid directly
to the schools.
And this is a welcome development. You will have a stipend of 50,000. By all standards, 50,000 is a lot of money, and they should use the money judiciously.
All right. Let's still stay with the Nation newspaper, and this story is has been on and off in the last couple of days. Rep's salary is 600,000 naira, not 900,000 naira, says spokesperson. The monthly salary of a member of the House of Representatives is 600,000 naira, and not the 900,000 naira that is being speculated, House spokesman Akin Rotimi said yesterday. In a statement, Rotimi reaffirmed the commitment of the Green Chambers to the 50% deduction in the salaries of its members to reduce hardship. The House spokesman explained that the member who displayed his salary on a TV program was an exceptional case because he assumed office through a court decision many months after the onboarding process has been concluded. He said the House remained committed to the resolution passed on July 18th, which stipulated that a 50% reduction in the salaries of members for 6 months. Mr. Salami, sometimes I wonder, why are some people so fixated on the salaries of members of the House of Representatives or even public officers? It's basically more shadow about nothing.
Well, I am not really willing to comment on this, except that from what Honorable Rotimi said, I'm saying that you should tell us the whole picture. Right to know.
Yes, as public officers.
They have the right to know. He has not given us the full picture. It is convenient to tell us that has made it so attractive for every Dick, Tom, and Harry. Even those who could not. Let's leave this thing as it is.
All right. And another thing I would add is that the way some Nigerians are eager to know what the salaries are, I wish they could also extend this eagerness to other form of governance. I wish they could be interested in the policies of their public officers, especially the elected ones, both at the state and local government levels. I wish they could be very interested in what the local government chairman is doing in regards to the budget of the local government things. This is all we ask for, so as to put our elected public officers on their toes.
That is the way to go. They should extend the eagerness and inquisitive government level. It is a good development. It only means that our people are getting more aware of their civic responsibilities, and it is good for our nascent democracy.
On the Guardian newspaper, amid hurdles, public universities make 12 billion naira from transcript request in 5 years. Despite the tedious process of obtaining a transcript from Nigerian universities, the ivory towers have continued to rake in billion. Findings by the Guardian showed that largely between 2018 and 2022, 12 universities earned a cumulative sum of 12 billion naira, charging graduates who want a copy of their transcript between 30 Nigerian universities. Sometimes it's more difficult than getting maybe a UK visa or a US visa.
There's a problem somewhere. It shouldn't be so. And to me, making money from transcript, to me, is not there is no serious thinking in that. You see, universities the world over, they are the intellectual areas of problem bedeviling the country should be coming from. What of the R&D? We have not had anything that results of former graduates
that's easy.
And charge them to come and collect it. And you feel, man, let us intellectualize things. Let us think outside the box. I want innovative thinking. I want researches to be conducted, and I want the outcome of the research to be transformed into the deliverables. That is when universities will be what is named universality of knowledge. And I want to believe that there are Nigerians academics who can do this. We have brilliant scholars, world-class professors who can hold their own anywhere globally. And there is a need for the universities to sit up. The opportunity to make money is there. It's just that there is the need for a clear and hard-headed thinking, and the need too for the universities to sit down and bail their universities out of financial quagmire, because all they need is right there with them. They should sit up.
Well, yes, for me, I'm not even very, although as bad as that may sound, if you are under transcript, or maybe your admission over there is time bound, God help you, because of what you go through. In this day and age, Mr. Salami, we are talking about universities who cannot, at the touch of a button, find out, assess when you left school.
You don't even need to be there.
That should be automated. But you go there, come today, come tomorrow. We are moving this file. The file has left registry. It is going down to the registrar office, going to the dean's office, and all those kind of things. The frustration is simply sickening.
To me, I still don't think there is the need for you to even go to your university before you could get your transcript. It is not, we should move with the world. We should not be left behind. The university should lead the way. And I want to believe that unless and until we do that, we may still be in the woods.
All right, Mr. Salami, before we go, let's take this story from the Tribune newspaper. I'm sure you would remember that we discussed the ad hoc committee set up by the House of Reps to probe some aspects of the oil sector. Reps leadership didn't receive inducements for any appointment, spokesman. The last is yet to be heard of the bribery mandated by the House to conduct forensic investigation into the activities of oil and gas sector. In a swift reaction to the trending report on Wednesday, Chair issued a statement clarification on the reconstitution of the ad hoc committee on oil and gas. Mr. Salami, you remember that we said that we hope that that committee will not end up being under the searchlight because of past experiences. Anytime you have, before you know it, the tables are turned. We've had experiences in the past. We've had cases where chairmen of such committees end up in prison and stuff.
The members of the House of Reps, they are Nigerians. They didn't bring them from the moon. And there is still the need for our brother, the EFCC. Especially, they should break the backbone of the cabals in this oil and gas industry. It is something that is very dear, President, who has told us in no unclear terms that he has no godfather. He has no political IOUs. Now, the ball is in the court of the House of Reps, dismantling the gargantuan corruption that is involved in these dealings called oil and
Citizen 93.7.
Except that I still want to plead with our super citizen listeners to be part of the robust conversation.
All right, let's leave it at that. That's our package for today. The program returns tomorrow, same time, same station, bright and early. My name is Lawrence Sumoiti.